I hope y'all can best double E, cause I need your eyes on me. Once I get my feet in this end zone, no one can STOP. Can I make a scene like a...
Madden Football is the home of Super Bowl 57, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Bengals and the Vikings, and it's coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. We count down to kickoff in what should be an epic one here, as it'll be the AFC champions Cincinnati Bengals taking on the champions from the NFC, the Minnesota Vikings. The stage is finally set, and here we go. Super Bowl 57 is underway. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
On one, ready?
Burrow going to fake to Mixon and now look to throw. He will find his man Chase complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 35.
Well, after the standard 2-week layoff, you always wonder how's your offense going to respond and come out and play here in the Super Bowl. Well, they got a great answer right there and almost a sigh of relief on that side of the field because now they've got to feel like they can use their entire playbook and game plan for this one.
And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. 16 more on that one and another first down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line.
Mixon hit, and all the ball is out. And this belongs to the Vikings.
Let's face it, everybody at the start of a game has a mental image of how they expect it to go, and I think that was going exactly as they scripted it offensively. Moving the ball well, seemingly in control, and that fumble, that's got to be a little bit deflating, don't you think?
Foiled the whole plan there, turned the ball over. They start the drive with Cook. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. This Super Bowl, of course, just a huge one for this head coach. The first time he's walked the sidelines in a game of this magnitude. And I might normally ask the cliche, what's going through his mind right now? But maybe the better question, CD, what do you think are the pitfalls of being a first-time head coach in this game?
Well, you know it's something that he thought about, Brandon, and he had to. And he was thinking about it long before he got to this stage. As the season progressed and he saw that his team was good, if he was smart, he started to make plans right then and there. Reach out to other coaches who've been there before. Find out how they handled winning, losing, handling all the ticket situations, travel, practice, all those things. And then trust your gut, make your best decision, and put it all out there and give your team their best chance to win.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down. So opening drive, 3 straight runs, unable to pick up the first.
I know the fans want to see first downs, but guess what? The coaches have reasons for what they're doing. Sometimes they've scripted it, and some of these runs, while they haven't been successful now, they may be successful later on.
And that one didn't accomplish a whole lot. It'll be down inside the 35-yard line.
The Bengals can cover first downs at the 32-yard line. On one.
From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10.
Hey, we got to go score.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. 49 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times.
Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight, but so far it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. I also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
And the Bengals are going to have it first and goal as they'll take this down to about the 3. An excellent run there coming from out wide.
And we used to consider these jet sweeps to be gadget plays or something a little bit unusual, right? But now most teams have some version of this play in their playbook. And I think it's a lot because of the receivers that are being
and he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Hayden Hurst from 3 yards out. And the Bengals are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. That's complete to K.J. Osborne. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A quick first down pickup. Good start after going 3 and out on their opening drive.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
First down, here's the run with Cook. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
His first catch of this Super Bowl, and it'll be good for a first down.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Cousins gives way to Cook. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. They're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And the Bengals will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball. And I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They'll start following the interception in great field position at the 45. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
That's a nice throw there, and he's obviously feeling pretty good because, remember, he had a touchdown pass on the last drive, and here he comes out throwing again, and they wind up getting good yardage and a first down right out of the gate. Mixon with a first down carry.
And he'll bring this one inside the 35.
56 yards rushing for him now in the opening quarter of this Super Bowl.
Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with the run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you've said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Burrow. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. Good contain, no gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down.
1 quarter done, 3 more to play here in Super Bowl 57.
7-0 is our score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
And we are back. Biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl, and both teams ready for the start of the 2nd quarter.
And the first play will be a field goal try. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt.
McPherson's kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe give him a couple easy throws that he can complete and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
And still in the first half here, a long way to go.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. From the 31, Cousins.
This one brought in by Jefferson.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. His second catch in the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Cousins' throw pulled in by Jefferson. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They'll throw again. Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. And that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. But just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
They had yet to run the ball at all on this drive, but 3rd and short, definitely was a great time to dial one up.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To throw is Cousins. And this one complete to Smith. And he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. On second down, Cook. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game, because that was his longest run of this contest.
Off the play fake, Cousins. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. A great play there. 26 yards. And the Vikings are on the board here in the Super Bowl. Greg Joseph on for the extra point. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Bengals drive about to get going. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well.
Here we go.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. He'll fire this complete to Hurst down the field. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. Now it's Burrow. Got a man open. It's Chase. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
On 2.
2nd and 6. Mixon will try the right side. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. 83 yards rushing for him now in the first half of this Super Bowl.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far in this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. We have reached the 2-minute warning. In fact, just under 2 minutes to play in the opening half of this year's Super Bowl.
On 1, right?
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Again, it's Mixon. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Mixon up the middle. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Mixon, an 8-yard touchdown run. And they are able to add on to their advantage. McPherson now for the extra point. It's good to make it 17-7. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They find themselves down 17-7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. Cousins now. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Cousins. Buying time to his left.
Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a 1st down with a nice throw.
Setting up the screen for Cook.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the 1st half.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6.
Throwing, Cousins.
Middle of the field to Jefferson. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Well, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Von Bell.
And the Bengals are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line.
Boy, Brandon, that's what I'd call an ill-advised pass right there on 3rd down. I mean, you just need a yard or two to keep the drive going. Instead, he's trying to hit a home run. You've got to really like your chances if you're going to take a shot like that.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. So it's halftime here on sports' grandest stage in the Super Bowl. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl.
And we will not have a run back here as the 2nd half starts with a touchback.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And right now, their chances of hoisting that Lombardi trophy not looking too great, but perhaps that long halftime, maybe it did them a world of good.
But if there's ever a chance to regroup, it's in this game, right? Because you do have that long halftime, a chance to really assess things and maybe make some changes and true adjustments. They played great all year long. That's the worst 1st half of the season for them. They're hoping to put it behind them and come out punching here in the 2nd half.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. On 2nd and 7, Cousins. He'll find Thielen work in the middle. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Third and short yardage. Cousins. Hard throw, incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Now Cousins on fourth down. And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six for the Bengals TD. Well, this defense, they've been terrific all year, and they come through with a pick six here on the game's biggest stage.
Perfect descriptor there, because we have seen this time and time again. This defense, their ability to take the ball away from teams, they definitely have a nose for the football, and it pays off again on that play.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Throwing is Cousins. And he's got this to Jefferson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The 2 big plays right in succession as this one goes for 27. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. On play action, Cousins. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Vikings get a bit closer. Joseph now to add the PAT. It's up and good, so they claw back into it. 24-14 now. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Back to Mixon on 2nd down. And he'll get about 3 up past the 25.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down.
Go.
Now it's Burrow. Trying to get it to Chase, but it's intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one, because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now, if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
And he's going to be out, down
inside the 20 at the 15. 23 yards, the final tally.
First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
On the jet sweep, here comes Jefferson.
And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up first and goal.
I think the reason this play is so successful is not just the blocking at the point of attack, but how about the speed at which he takes the handoff? He's in motion already, so he's not coming from a flat start like a running back often is. He's at a full run by the time he gets the football.
Trying the power game with Ham. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard that time, second and goal.
That's someone who's pretty happy right there. That's the defensive coordinator. Body after body getting to him before he can get started.
Once more, it's the fullback Ham.
And he'll get him. Touchdown, Minnesota. C.J. Ham punching it in from a yard away.
And the Vikings have got it back to within a score. Joseph connects on the extra point.
And that cuts the lead to 3, 24-21.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Bengals drive about to get going.
Pretty important third quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. And he's got a Bengals first down as the tackle made at the 35-yard line.
He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead.
And I love one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along.
Now Burrow on first down. This goes out wide for Mixon.
And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play.
Burrow going to fake to Mixon and now look to throw.
He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that, second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Meanwhile, Burrow's throw here on target to Hurst. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
On second down, here's Mixon.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
Throwing now, Burrow on first down. Over the middle, that's caught by Chase.
And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter.
Just one more quarter remains in the season-long race for the Lombardi Trophy here at Super Bowl 57 from Glendale. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Inside handoff out to Mixon. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
I think there's a fatigue factor that's kicking in defensively. You know the will is still strong, but I think the offense is starting to bend it just a little bit, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's looked that way. We'll see if they can continue this already strong drive. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Off the play fake. Here's Burrow. Oh, this is going to be caught along the sidelines. Probably shouldn't have been caught. He's going to lose yardage there. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. It kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Burrow. And he will find his man Chase complete. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 14. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
They go back to the ground now with Mixon. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. 122 yards on the ground for him now as he's gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. Well, with a fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground.
And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Joe Mixon, his 2nd touchdown of the Super Bowl. And the Bengals are starting to pull away in the 4th quarter of the Super Bowl. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And we're at the time of this Super Bowl where, look, they need points. And they need them badly. Trailing here in the 4th quarter as they begin this drive 1st and 10. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time worked well for a solid gain.
To throw again on 2nd down. Cousins right back to Cook for another completion. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game. Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Cousins. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. A good pickup there on 1st as the screen pass gets him 8. They go play action. Cousins. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8. Well, correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
And he's down into the red zone at the 16 after a gain of 16. 1st and 10. In motion comes the tight end Lamb. They run again on 1st down. Cook. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, a 16-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Joseph connects on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And no return on this one. It's a fair catch, a signal for and taken.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And the tension ratcheting up all around. A one-score game. 4th quarter of the Super Bowl. This is what you folks came for. Every play with the potential to win or lose a title as they look to drain some time off this clock. That one good for 37 yards.
The timing was absolutely true as he caught it working across the field. Plenty of space for him to roam. But notice how he keeps his head on a swivel, looking for defenders who may crop up out of nowhere. That turned into a big play.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. From the gun to give to Mixon. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. And they get 17 more on that one and another 1st down. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get your reset. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Again, it's Mixon. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now, I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. And he'll be out of bounds. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. They'll give it to Mixon. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Mixon trying to punch it in. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Joe Mixon with his 3rd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Bengals will add to their 4th quarter lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on it, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Cousins. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
Here's Cousins.
He'll get that to Emil Smith-Marsette.
And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. Now Cousins.
That's complete to Smith-Marsette. Oh, they'll be tackled and covered up inbounds. They get another first, but they're working with no timeouts.
That's a pretty good throw on the curl route there. 3rd down, and they pick up a first.
Defense should be aware for that, right?
They should be aware, but it's so hard sometimes.
It's not easy.
Because when they sell that route really well, you think they're going upfield, then they curl back, show their numbers to the quarterback, and complete the play. Give him big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Cousins to throw. Flush to his right. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Bengal Nation rejoice. Cincinnati has given you the Super Bowl title. And to the Super Bowl champions, they etch their name forever in NFL immortality.
That's pretty phenomenal right there. It actually gave me chills just to hear you say that, because immortality forever and ever. When you look in the record books, you'll see this team, you'll see their picture, that your name will be a part of it. That's got to be an incredible feeling, because it's been a long journey to get there, and now they get a chance to enjoy it.